Good evening. Thank you for tuning into the health show this evening. We are very sorry. We apologize for coming this late. We're supposed to be here exactly 7 p.m. So thank you for being here, for watching. And to all our viewers, we say you're welcome. We're unable to meet on Sunday because of some logistics, and but we're here now. We're here now. So we're going to talk about travels and travels opportunities, all the information surrounding um, traveling abroad, especially with as a health worker. So, doctor, if you're a doctor, if you're a nurse, if you're a pharmacist, if you study any of the health related courses, this is the right place for you to be. However, if you do not study any of those courses, you can learn a few things on travel guidelines that are going to be mentioned today, and you can ask questions. Either you leave in the comment section and we'll address it, or you contact the contact address that is in the description, video description. So with me, I'm not here alone. We are expecting our guests, but we have a co-host here, Mr. Robert Apache. So, Mr. Robert, please yourself with the guest.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Robert Abache. A socioeconomic analyst.
Okay, so Mr. Robert, thank you very much. So before our guest joins us, travel. With the recent election and the recent happenings in the country, everybody is telling you, get your PVC, get your international passport, get your PVC, get your international passport. So, sorry, what do you think about? Is there any sense in that? If you are going to get your PVC, meaning you are supposed to wait, vote, and implement policies in your local government or in your community, or what do you call it, your council. So how is it possible for you to have your PVC and then at the same time get your international passport? What do you have to say about that?
I think if you get your PVC and you decide, you should be in the country and you should care for the outcomes. But then people don't really trust the electoral process. So they feel, okay, you get your PVC, but get your international passport as a plan B in case of rigging and you need to leave.
In case of rigging, without rigging aside, do you think the youth that are clamoring for PVC, they can make any impact in the upcoming election? Apart from rigging, let's say there's nothing like rigging, everybody just goes to the ballot and cast their minds. Do you think
Hmm.
the youth can make any
Yeah,
impact?
the problem that we usually have is we'll get our PVCs for all the wrong reasons, maybe for bank registration and all that, but we don't turn up on the day of elections. And those empty votes
Okay.
that are there are what they use to rig. So even though people are getting their PVC, most people do not want to use it for what it's meant for, which is to vote.
Okay. Okay. So people just get their PVC for maybe if they ask them for identification in the bank, they can
Exactly.
submit something.
Yes.
That's all the that's all the wrong reason. That's all the wrong reason. That's not the reason why anyone should get PVC. At least can get your driver's license for that, not PVC. Okay,
Mm.
now as it relates to health workers, do you think the country currently is leading like do you think we are losing a lot of health workers? Because mind you, in other African countries and other Asia countries, there is still the same level of kind of almost the same level of export, medical export, professional export. But do you think Nigeria is anything special? Like, is there anything special about the way health workers want to leave Nigeria to European countries?
Okay. Yes. There's a huge impact on even the health system in Nigeria because we have a lot of our medical personnel leaving the country. Over the past 5 years, it has even been worse than before. Even though, like these other countries you spoke about, people are leaving, but a large population of them are still there working in the country. But here we have a
Okay.
sort of brain drain where they are trained in Nigeria. They even use some scholarships provided by Nigerian government, and at the end of the day, they leave because the environment is very hostile.
Okay. Okay. So you feel our environment is quite more hostile than those Asian countries, right?
Yes. when it comes to healthcare.
Sorry, baby. All right, all right. Mr. Robert, let me ask you one very, very tricky question. If you are given a voter's card, okay, I'm sure you have a voter's card. If you are given an
Mm,
international passport now, will you
mm.
zoom off? Will you decide to leave? Will you are getting a visa? Will you to leave? Is
I do
it
not trust the process, so I will decide to leave. And it's a
okay? So
general feeling. It's a general
no,
feeling
I
in
don't feel that.
Nigeria.
I
We do
don't
not
feel that.
trust
I don't.
we do not trust that process. Who is to say that in the
I
day
can't.
to elections that maybe there won't be shootings, ways to intimidate the voters?
Yeah,
These are the
intimidate the
issues.
voters.
Yeah, which will cause low voter
That's
turnout.
okay. It's all right. So I think we have our guest speaker waiting. Let me add in quickly so that I can
Okay.
introduce himself. Good evening, CEO Emmye Travels. Good evening, sir.
Hello, Mr. Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
Um,
Robert.
Good evening,
Robert is our
everybody.
co-host.
Yeah, good evening,
Mr.
Mr.
Robert.
Okoye.
Okay, you can hear me clear.
Yes, we can hear you very clearly, sir.
You can
So
also
kindly
see
introduce
my
yourself and
face.
tell us your name. No, we can't. You can turn on the video, I think.
You can't.
No, we can't see your face.
I'm trying to do that. One moment, please.
Okay. All right. I think the bottle is just below your profile. Let me see if I can do it from here. Okay, I can't do it from here. You have to do it from your end, sir. So why he sets that up? Um, Mr. Robert,
Yes.
you know, do you feel that if given better working conditions, our health workers will want to remain in the country? Okay, we can see you now, sir.
Yeah,
We
I
can see you now.
feel there are many health workers that joined their various professions because they wanted to do good.
Okay,
So as time goes on,
and
as they see the hostile environment, lack of basic equipment to make their job
Hello.
smooth, they tend to
yes,
leave.
sir, we can hear you, sir.
Uh, you can see me now.
Yes, we can see you and we can hear you.
Okay, Mr. Ezekiel. Good evening, and good evening, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good
You're
evening.
welcome, sir.
Okay, my name is Okoye Emmanuel, the CEO Emmye Travels. So
Okay,
I honored the opportunity to just share one or two knowledge I have in travel industry. Okay.
okay, sir.
So over to you, Mr. Ezekiel. Permission from you, I can share with us briefly. And I'm so sorry. Um, Maybe it's
All
going
right,
to
sir.
be a very short meeting, and maybe next time we are going to reschedule for more. As we speak, I have
Okay, sir.
someone coming to see me in my hotel. Since I came into Dubai for
Okay,
over 3 days now, I've been trying to have an appointment with him so that it will help me in my business and all that. So, can I start,
okay.
or any other introduction you
I
want
can,
to
I
give?
can, I can, I can. The introduction is basic is enough. I have a list of questions. When the player went out, a lot of persons sent in their questions. So I think we'll just begin like
Hello,
that.
sir. Can you
So we address.
please talk louder a little so I can hear you well?
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So we have a list of questions sent by our audience for you to respond to. So as we
Okay,
go and exhaust this question, you can put in any more information that we need to know about
okay, okay,
travels in general.
okay,
So first question that we have here, it says is traveling is life rather sorry is life really conducive abroad compared to an average earner here in Nigeria, and then those that are traveling abroad and starting from scratch, starting from afresh. Is life really conducive at that
okay.
like is life generally compared to those who are earning averagely here. Average salary is from 150 to and above. You understand? So it's like really more conducive because many persons are doing the fact that they go abroad and then they start afresh. They start doing with their
Okay.
jobs or stuff like that. So what do you have to say, sir?
Okay. The answer could be a yes and no. Yes,
Okay.
in the sense that outside the country, in terms of structure, uh, in terms of development and all that, one can always choose to live here or to live abroad.
Okay.
I said here because I'm not in Nigeria, but on Friday I'm back in the country, or Saturday morning, I think. Okay.
Okay.
So it's conducive, very, very conducive, very, very comfortable living outside the country. However, one must be sure that he has something that can sustain him. As much as we are all crying back in the country, things are not good, this, that, and all that. But if you travel like that without having a job, without having what it takes to make life good here, it will be more frustrating than we back there in Nigeria. That's just the truth, okay?
Okay. Okay. So you mean that there are people, are there cases of people who travel there and they get deported or sent back to Nigeria, like
Uh,
because they did not,
okay,
maybe like because maybe they did not meet a particular requirement or something, so they have to come back to the country.
sure,
Are there people like that?
sure. It's always the case when you don't have a good job and you run out of your visa and your documents and all that expires. So it means you cannot even live at peace with yourself because you're always careful looking here and there because the government will not tolerate you to be in a country without a visa.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. That's that for that. And the second question we have here, it says, what profession guarantees visa success? That's which profession? Which profession? Like, is there a profession that makes you, that makes you guarantee that when you walk into any visa interview, you're going to come out successful? Is there any profession like that? Some nurses actually message me and say, I should ask this question. If nursing is actually a very good profession for them to get visa approval.
Right. The truth is this, when it comes to profession and all that, I think in line with what you just mentioned, now, nursing and all that, medical persons, nurses, doctors and all that, they are well sought out for all over the world, all over the country, especially in this COVID era. You see, I have a lot of persons that have traveled out of the country, all expenses paid, just for being a doctor, a nurse, and all that. All they need to have is just their international passport, their visa will be processed. And I know some persons that even when they book their ticket themselves, the hospital or the organization that brought them in and employed them will refund their ticket money also. So yes, when
Wow.
it comes to medical professionals, it's well sought out for. And like I said to myself recently, apart from medical doctors, I think half of the world will be dead, if not all. So everybody need them. Okay. So it's actually an advantage. It's an advantage for people that want to travel and work abroad. They are well paid also.
Okay. Let's go to the third question before I move to Mr. Robert in case he has any questions for you. But what are the visa application tips you can share for our audience listening today?
Can I hear you well?
Visa application tips, like tips to apply,
Okay.
tips to
Okay.
apply to not to get a successful visa application.
Okay. Actually, getting a visa it look hard, but it can be very simple and it can also be complicated depending on how ready the applicant is. Okay. I always say the most important travel document is international passport. Okay. If you have international passport, you have 50% ready and good to go. You see, it depends. For example, someone that is applying as a medical personnel, right? You don't need much
Yes.
document per se. Just know a few documents that the embassy requires. Okay, in line with your international passport, your educational degrees, your certificate as a doctor, and all that. So by the time you upload that, maybe you have a hospital, you have worked for your CV and all that. So sometimes it's better when your organization, a hospital you are working with, refer you. You get a letter from them that they are raising you and they are giving you opportunity to study, or rather to travel out there and practice. So it's easier that way.
Okay. Okay. So let me just pause. I have two more questions. But Mr. Robert, do you have any question for Mr. Okoye?
Yes, I have a question. What are the
Okay.
basic documents that are required if you are applying for a visa?
Okay. For normal visa application, a few things are needed.
Yes.
Okay. And also when it comes to visa application, maybe for tourism visa, the embassy that is giving you visa want to be sure that you are going to come back. That's number one. They want to be sure that you are not coming into the country and be a liability to them. You see? So necessary documents are like your international passport. If you are working under a company, your employment letter, your salary account. They want to even see your salary and know if you have enough money to take care of yourself and sponsor yourself for the trip. For example, someone that is earning like 100,000 in Nigeria a month may not have a successful visa application except he have a sponsor. Because convert that to euro, you have less than 200 euro. So they will not suppose that someone that is earning 200 euro can travel abroad. So your bank statement is very important. And also your CAC document, you should show that you have a company or you have something. If a company is sponsoring you, for example, their CAC document should be presented. Their tax payment receipts and all that slip should be presented also. It shows that you are paying tax, you are a good citizen of your country. You see, your birth certificate, and mostly that, not much. Some countries, just maybe 4, 5, 6 documents is enough. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very
Hello.
much.
In most cases also, maybe depending on the kind of visa you are looking for, they may just need your things that show that you're actually good enough to take care of yourself, like maybe your land property documents. Maybe you have a house, your house documents, other documents that show that you are living well. Like I said, every country actually want to give you visa. For example, United States, they would like to give you visa because the more visa they give you, the more tourists they have in their country, the more you spend money there, the more of the economy you develop. You see? Just like Dubai, for example,
So you
okay.
just mentioned United States. Sorry, you just mentioned United States. I have a friend who was denied visa severally. Like it was more like a routine. He had a program, a sponsored paid program in the United States, and then he was denied visa and was not allowed entry.
Okay, sorry.
He didn't even know
Permit
the
me to
reason.
walk around small because I'm expecting somebody, okay?
Okay, no problem.
You
That's
can
fine.
talk to me,
That's
I
fine.
can hear you.
Okay, so like what do you think is do you think that there's a particular behavior that you must have done in the past? Like some people say, if you condemn gender equality, if you are not for some social behaviors that the United States stands for, that you don't have a chance of getting visa. I don't know how true is that. Okay, I think we lost our guest, so we'll just discuss around that until he comes back. Okay, so um, so I feel we should just hang on a little before we will give it a minute or two and
Hello?
see if you can join us back.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, sir. Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay, you ask a question, better way to apply.
Yeah, did you hear the question I asked?
Okay.
I don't know if that is my network or his network, but
No,
I don't think it
it's
should
his
be his
own
network
network. It's his network.
because
Because
he's not in Nigeria. So, Mr.
I
Ray, what
think
do you
maybe
think? Do you think
because
our
he's
network
moving
is very
around.
good?
I
Huh?
think it's from his own end. since both of us are still
Okay.
talking to each other, I think it's because he's moving abroad.
Okay, because I doubt anything Nigeria, sincerely. Okay.
Probably
Okay.
connected to a Wi-Fi and is out of the proximity.
Okay. I guess that may be the case. So we'll just give a few minutes and see if he cannot join us anytime soon. We may likely reschedule. So we apologize to our viewers as we expect a lot of. I have a host of questions just in case you are watching and then your questions can not be answered. Um, you can you can hold on for a few more minutes and then we'll address it. But this is the question I asked last, Mr. Robert. What do you think? Do you think opposing gender equality can actually affect your visa application process?
Yes, I've had instances like that where people who oppose gender equality or people who are homophobic, for instance, if you are going to a country like
Okay.
the US, it could change,
Okay.
it could
Mr. Robert,
influence.
just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
I think we have our speaker back. Let me bring him.
Okay. Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yes, I can hear you. Did you get the question, sir?
Okay. Just ask. Let me answer briefly.
Okay, I said a friend of mine has been affected by his visa application several times, up to 5 or 4 times, and there's this idea that if you do not support a particular social policy, you may not be granted visa. For example, Mr. Robert here mentioned if you are homophobic, that is, if you don't support homosexuality, you have condemned them on your social media handles over time, you have condemned them gender equality over time. Does it have any way of impacting your visa application, especially to the US?
I understand what you're saying, but I think that was a little bit extreme. You get, you don't need to
Okay.
support nobody or support anything. You can just be yourself and apply for visa and get it. You get, but the
Okay.
truth is
Okay.
this: some of us are very, very careless. You see,
Okay.
they are very careless because you can't just go to Facebook, for example, during what's the word for it? Black Lives Matters. You get, you
Yeah.
can't go on Facebook and be writing anything you like against against the leadership,
I mean, you
against the
got tomorrow and you
president,
said you did visa.
against everybody, and you expect that tomorrow you will come. They know you. They know you very well. You don't even need to submit your Facebook handle or so. Someone asked me one time, how do they know all this is? And I asked a question. He that created the eye, can't he see? The system, they have the structure, they have everything. You see, you can't go about insulting the leadership and all that and expect. If you have your difference and all that, you better keep it to yourself. In fact, your voice will not matter. You are in Nigeria. Okay, leave them, let them live their life. Okay, and see what they do sometimes. Sometimes when they see US citizens speaking against their government, their leadership, and their country, they join. This guy is a first class citizen, so he don't need anybody to deport them from their country. You are in Nigeria, you can't be
Yeah.
deported from Nigeria, okay? The best they can do, the government may punish them in one way or another. You can't join them. So the best way they can punish you, they can stop you, you get. That said, that's by the way. It's not majority. You don't need to support any group or whatever. I don't even want to score it by my name, okay? Let's just do what we are
Yeah.
doing. Now, documents matters. You get, like I said before, you can have a very low bank statement. I want to travel to a high income country, to a country whereby maybe by the time you convert their currency to your naira, you even if you have a million naira, for example, now it's about $2,000.
Wow.
It's about $2,000. So even when you print a bank statement to sponsor yourself in such a country, you have maybe 2 million naira. They are looking at $4,000, $5,000. It's not much. It's not good enough. That's number one. In a case of a forged document, it matters. So what I do in
Okay.
visa application for my clients, I ensure that every document I use for them come from various and necessary ministry, important ministry. You see, for example, there are some you need to legalize with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You get? So
Yeah.
this is what will help you. You see, like I tell you, embassy may not have a reason to deny you a visa. if all your documents are tangible and genuine. I'm telling you. You see? Now, what some persons do, for example, someone want to travel and heard that you need a huge bank statement to travel, what they will do, they have never received 1 million naira for 2 years or for 6 months because you want to travel. The best you can see in the account 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Sometimes you see 200 recharge card often in an account, you see. But because you want to travel, your rich uncle will follow you to the bank, raise a check and order, transfer 5 million to your account. You print your bank statement and you go and give them. These people have sense. That's why they always request for your 6 months bank statements. I'm telling you, embassy read bank statement like they read book. They follow through. They do proper financial analysis with every account. If you state that you are earning 400,000 a month, your account must show it. How you spend it must show it. And if you don't spend well from your salary, you don't have savings, you may not have your visa. You see? So when it comes to visa application and all that, narration matters too. You get narration matters. Payment for this, payment for that. That shows
when you are sending money to
yes,
people, your
yes, when
narration.
you are sending money, yes, when you are
I don't
receiving money,
usually do narration. I think I should start writing my
you
narration.
better start. You better start. Now you need to build it for the next 6 months for your next application. Very important. You see? So a
Okay.
lot of these things
Okay.
matter. Some persons, they will just go one place, produce one document, print it, and go and submit. They verify documents. Could you believe, for example, UK embassy can call your bank to know truly if this bank statement submitted to them is genuine? They have access to bank officials. They verify every document you send to them. That's why sometimes when they deny you visa, they will state the reason. So in the case of this person that was denied a US visa, he should ask embassy to tell him why. They will state the reason. You get? So when they state the reason, you can correct it. Take your time to rebuild. I always tell people when you are denied a visa, depending on how critical the case may be, it may take you 6 months to correct it. If it's a thing of bank statement, you will need to rebuild it. That's why they always request for minimum of 6 months bank statements for visa application, so that they will read your financial transaction for the past 6 months to know. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
I have one more question before I give Mr. Robert opportunity to ask. Let's talk about IELTS. You know, this English exam that they usually ask.
Okay.
Is it all European countries that needs health workers to write this exam, or anybody coming there for relocation?
It's not always
And
so.
are there
Sometimes,
opportunities for people who do not want to write this exam to also
yes.
relocate to European
Yes, there
countries?
is. Okay. I'm an agent, right? I also work with agencies, right? Sometimes there's a way you waive it. You get such application will be done in such a way that you don't need it. I have a lot of persons, for example, that have traveled to UK, you see, for studies. They didn't write the exam. It's not part of their qualification or document they need or all that. So it can be waived. Some people are scared of that. So a situation whereby you cannot actually do that, you are not sure of it, it can be waived. It's not the cocoa. The cocoa is your degrees, your passport, and other documents, and your proof of fund, especially UK.
Okay. Yeah. Then the last question I have, sorry, Mr. Robert, um, um, is it is there opportunity? Or rather, are there opportunities for people who graduate with first class, people who are not so they feel first class, 2-1, the reason are the ones that get the opportunity to travel abroad. People who graduate with 2-2 first class and pass, are there opportunities for them to travel using their academic qualifications here in Nigeria, especially for advancement of their degree.
There is, but it's limited. Just like in Nigeria, for example, we have cutoff mark for JAM for federal university, right? Say a situation whereby you get 170, 180, 190, less than 200, you see, your choice is limited also, right? So, for example, you can graduate with a certain course, certain degree, and you want to go and study some course, they will not admit you, right? So, what happens is that your standard will be lowered. You get? So, there are some schools, and sometimes, if possible, I ask the person for WAEC that is less than 8 years. If you have a good WAEC, I will even suggest that the person leave that one and start with his WAEC. You get it? It's not so bad.
Okay.
You get, so it's maybe
Okay.
it could be the better option. I have a case I'm handling
Okay.
now. Okay, the result was not really encouraging. You get, the WAEC was good, so we chose to apply with WAEC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have a question on the screen, but I want to give Mr. Robert the opportunity to speak before we before we throw in that question. But let me just read it out first before Mr. Robert asks. Somebody is asking. Somebody is asking. I don't know if you can read it, there, Mr. Okoye. Um,
Okay.
can Mr. Okoye talk on pharmacists relocating to UK? Just hypotheses that could be missed. But before you respond to the question, Mr. Robert, I don't know if you have any question for Mr. Okoye
Oh
right
no,
now.
he should go ahead. I wanted to ask the IELTS question, which you already asked.
Okay, okay. So you can address this question, sir. Hello, hello. I guess the network issues again. While we wait for him, Mr. Robert, what do you think about our exam? Do you think it is fair that Nigerians tend to write an English test when they're actually traveling to European countries, and our official language is English language?
It's something that has been very controversial because you come to meet us, you colonized us, you made English the lingua franca in our country. Now you're still telling us to write exams. And what is even more ridiculous is if you come out in flying colors, after 2 years, you have to write it again. Do you forget English language after 2 years? No. So I don't know.
Have you taken this question on? Have you met people who have written this exam before? Do you think their testimonies are quite nice? Because the exam seems to be like a very difficult exam. I don't know how they say it.
Okay, the only person I know is my sister who wrote it, and she, she didn't complain. She passed.
Okay, she passed it.
And
Okay,
yeah, I
I
always
didn't
found there are some countries that they allow them enter without IELTS, like some of these like Jamaica, all those people that naturally their English is not good. So now the question is why
Jamaica
do
allow
they allow them?
yes.
Yes, they go without IELTS, but us we have to write.
Those guys, their English is not smooth like Ghanaian English.
Yes, they basically speak patois, which is not even English.
Okay, okay. So thank you. I think we have Mr. Okay back. Sir, I don't know if you're back online.
Yes. Okay. I'm with you.
Okay. So regarding that question that was displayed on the screen, I don't know if I can show it again, so you can
Okay.
have a look at it.
Pharmacist.
Oh, before you respond, I don't know, Ezekiel, will you give us the privilege of having your phone number up in our video description just in case anyone have a direct question for you, anyone watching, they can reach you directly. I don't know if you want something like that. Is it something you're comfortable with? Oh, we lost him again. So before he gets back to give us that comment, um, I think I have one question here, Mr. Roberts. Let us talk about the fact that doctors and pharmacists or health professionals, so I heard, they relocate from Nigeria and they go overseas and do many jobs. What do you have to say about that? You're more comfortable being a waiter, more comfortable, like pharmacists, for example, they go abroad and become pharmacy technicians. You know those people you go to the pharmacy when you want to buy drugs, those sales girls that you see.
Yes, yes,
Can you hear me? That's what a
yes, I
pharmacist in
can hear
Nigeria goes to the UK or the US, and they try to do that for a couple of years until they get licensed. How do you have to comment about that?
you. It's purely economical. So they are
Economical.
tired of how things.
Are
Yes,
you the
they
one?
are tired of
Are you
how
the one
things are
saying
going here. So they just want to leave this place.
just one? So you mean any job is acceptable? If you are given that opportunity, would you take any job in the US?
No, 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 I won't.
Okay. Okay. Thank God. We still have one patriotic Nigerian. We still have one.
I'm not that patriotic again. No.
So that's the problem we have on travel matters. If you have any question, you can simply drop it in the comment section. If you are here for the first time, You can simply hit the subscribe button. We do this every Sunday. Logistic issues made us bring it to the middle of the week. Every Sunday, 7 p.m., we have one guest that comes to talk to us about professional topics or matters regarding the life of the health workers. And actually, if you're not a health worker, you can learn one or two from the discussion, just as you are learning right now. All the points that Mr. Ofe has shared since has he said international passport is like 50% of all your travel documents. If you want to travel abroad, you should be able to get an international passport. And those of you that are watching who do not have international passport, you can reach Mr. Okoye. I'm just trying to about to get a permission for me to display his phone number in the video description. Okay, I think we have him back. Sir, quickly before maybe the network happens again, do you give us permission to have your phone number in our video description so that those who wants to
It's okay.
contact you?
It's okay. You can
Okay.
add the
Okay. So
number.
at the end of this stream, you can hold on. At the end of this stream, you can check the video description. I'm going to put his phone number there with a direct link to his WhatsApp number. I'll appreciate if you're watching this, you just send a WhatsApp message and not a call. And also, if you're sending a message, you try to get between 8 a.m. or 4 p.m. so that you avoid any other office hour time. All right, so back to the question that we have on the screen. Um, Pharmacists relocating to the UK. So, what do you have to say about that? Do you think it is easy? It is an easy route, either the UK or the US, or what do you have to comment generally? What's your advice for pharmacists that are going to the UK? Oh, we lost him again. Well, since this question, who asked this question? Since this question has something in it that's taking away our network. So I was trying to recap on the things that he has shared. We talked about it, having international passports. You can check the video link. You will see a direct WhatsApp message to his chat. Send him a message if you do not have an international passport. And then if you have a general question on traveling, you want to know about how you can travel abroad without IELTS, this is chat him up. He will give you a guide. And then the travel documents you need, he can also give you a guide. And I think that's all. Mr. Robert, what else do you think he shared that I'm missing out?
Just he shared the importance of having trends. So when you want to apply, make sure you plan ahead, like the financials which he spoke about. So don't just put money maybe a month or 2 months to when you are going to apply. Make sure that you prepare beforehand to make sure there are trends in your financials.
Okay.
So you don't just drop 10 million naira in your account because you feel your uncle is wealthy. You can start building that account from
Yes,
6 months to the time so that
yes.
you can show a reasonable amount of transaction figures when you are going to make your back payment. So quickly, we're going to round up this. I think this is the last question we'll take. We already past time. This stream ought to be for 30 minutes, but we are at 38 minutes now. So, sir, can you quickly respond to this question before we call it a day? All right, we'll call it a day now because the network is not really very friendly. That's Dubai network. What do you have to say, Mr. Robert? Do you think Nigeria has a stronger network than Dubai?
I have to say that we should take it as a lesson. Let's not assume things.
Okay, okay, we take it as a lesson that you want me that want to travel abroad and think everywhere is cool, everywhere is smooth. Now this Mr. Okoye now is in Dubai, but it's having cracked network, but it's fine. Anyway, it's fine. I guess maybe something. Maybe I guess maybe he's receiving a call or something, and then it's affecting the network. It happens here sometimes too. So that's that for that. Thank you for tuning in. Kindly subscribe if you are here for the first time, and leave a comment, like, share this video for any of your friends who wants to travel abroad so they learn and then they get guidance from Emmye Travels CEO, and then catch you in our next live stream on Sunday. Bye bye. Nigeria one by one. That's funny.
Right.
All right, take care. Mr. Robert, thank you very much.